following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway once again, this time for the final practice for the Indianapolis 250. It's Indy 250 Carb Day here at Indy. We got ourselves the final practice here, 15-minute session, the last one before the big race tomorrow morning. And then the CSX Indy Light Series races the Freedom 50 in less than an hour right here on Napa Fan. And ready to get this whole thing started alongside Nathan Orman for today's events here at Indy. John Andrews and Noah Clifton starting on the front row tomorrow. Do you think those guys are going to be the fastest in this session, or do you think they're just going to go out there by themselves, not get a draft, and just play it easy, make sure their cars are ready?
I think they were going to make sure to get cars ready, but also they want to be fast in practice. So probably they want to get ready for the race. They know they'll be on the front row. Yep.
Here's Marty Johnson in the number 9. And we're going to see where he starts for this one. Can't quite remember where he is going to start. But either way, Marty Johnson is a veteran to this race, and he's going to be the first driver to complete a full lap under speed here for the final practice session. And Marty Johnson's actually going to be starting deep in the field, 32nd, so he's probably one of these guys that wants to make sure his car is ready to go, wants to make sure he can get a good draft, get some good speed. And all these guys are just ready to make sure that their cars are ready for a 100-lap race tomorrow here in Indianapolis. It is going to be crazy, and if you don't have a good car, you're not going to have a good chance at victory. Of course, you never know when a crash could happen in the event that could take you out, and all this preparation was for nothing. That's unfortunately going to happen to some guys tomorrow, most likely, but all these guys planning on being there in contention at the end, and this is that practice session that gets them prepared for that very crucial moment at the end of the race. Ryan Butcher, an Indianapolis 250 only driver, along with the 2016 champion Aaron Walpole, top 2 fastest guys right now. It's another sunny day here at Indianapolis. Had a cloudy day yesterday, had a cloudy day, I believe, for qualifying as well. But now the sunshine is back out here at Indy, so that's going to slow these guys down just a little bit, and I don't really know how the weather's going to be tomorrow, if it's going to be sunny or cloudy, but either way, it's going to be a great one. You got to watch out for Aiden Shepard. If you don't come off the racetrack or come off the pit lane too cleanly, it could be a problem. But anyways, Ryan Butcher and Aaron Walpole, 2 fastest drivers, got a draft right here with George Harvick, Jordan Lopez. These guys are going to be fast.
Yeah, drafting is the key to winning races and keeping a car fast. And it helps a lot during this final practice for tomorrow's Indy 250. And lots of cars need to draft, so they'll be ready for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, because tomorrow it is all going to be drafting. If you're not in a draft in tomorrow's race, you're not going to have a chance at winning it, because all 33 cars are going to be bunched up together. And when that's the case, anybody can win, and if you know how to draft right, you know how to work your way to the front in one of these little packs, and this is what these guys are probably doing right here. You got Aaron Walpole, George Harvick. They're trying to find a way to get to the lead in this draft right here, and if they can do so, then that shows they got a strong race car that can make the moves and get up there to the front. Nicholas Samanitis with the second. Aiden Shepard is third. And ourselves 3 Indianapolis 250 only drivers in the top 5. And 4 of them in the top 10, with outside pole sitter Noah Clifton in 9th. Luke Rainey and Marcus Sachi just went to the top 2 positions, and there they are. They're around Davey Johnson, who's always been one of the fastest guys. Davey Johnson, however, is going to be starting in the 23rd position tomorrow, so wasn't quite the effort he was hoping for, but after coming off the win in the IndyCar Grand Prix last week, he still got a lot of momentum, and anybody can win this thing no matter where you start. So Davey Johnson hoping he has a fast car. He's drafting right behind the second fastest guy in this session and the defending champion of this race. We'll see what he can do as this session goes along. Nicholas Samadeo is third fastest with George Harvick and Aiden Shepard, so kind of all over the place up there, but it's going to be very interesting to see who gets the win tomorrow. And right now we're seeing who the fast guys are heading into that big event.
Yeah, we see lots of cars. Oh, we got a new lead. Probably
Justin Zidell in the number 28 with Ryan Butcher going to the 1-2 position. Oh yeah, and this is a lot of what we're going to see tomorrow is single file drafting. I think in the early part of the race, we're going to see a lot of double wide drafting, but once the first set of green flag pit stops happens, if we get a green flag set of pit stops, then things begin to calm down. We get this single file draft, and that's a lot of the real thing as well. In the real Indy 500, we get a lot of that single file draft, and I believe that's a lot of what we're going to see tomorrow, is kind of that single file draft, and that's when it gets really interesting. That's when they go very fast, and when they're going double wide like this, they're not going to be going as fast as they are when they're going single file, so maybe these guys might want to get some practice going single file, getting those fast speeds, but either way, just want to make sure these cars are ready. That's what they're here for. Aaron Walpole, 2016 champion, is 8th fastest right now, but it's Justin Zidell, winner of the first race of the season, 39 points behind. 4th in the points coming into tomorrow's race, and I believe he actually is not 39 points behind because he gained some points yesterday in qualifying, as he qualified 8th, so he gained 3 points towards the championship with that. So he's actually 36 points behind Roger Ray going into tomorrow's event. But here we go. You see these guys going single file right here. This is where they go fast, and you got Jordan Lopez, Igor Brito, George Harvick, and Ryan Butcher all here. Butcher is the second fastest guy in this session, with Zidell being the fastest, and got Davey Johnson, who just moved his way up to 4th. His old self is back, and even though he didn't qualify too well on Wednesday, this is exactly what Davey Johnson wants going into the big race tomorrow. He's one of 4 guys under 41 seconds, and he's back. He was 4th fastest in the first practice last Friday, and he is right now 4th fastest here in the last practice here on Carb Day.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He says his car is doing really well this practice, and looks like the sync-up car drafting will be the key for this race to be fast, and sometimes when you go too fast, something will happen.
Yeah, and a lot of that happens when we're going double wide, and especially 3 wide, and there have been a couple instances where we have crashed in these practice sessions throughout Indy 250 week. But we're hoping that tomorrow they keep it clean for the most part, and we can have a pretty green flag race, like I said. Only 2 cautions in the 2016 edition of the event, only 4 cautions last year, and for a 100-lap, 250-mile race, that is a very low number, an average of 1 caution every 62.5 miles, so it's looking pretty good to be a pretty clean race tomorrow, but like we've said, we've seen some things happen during these practice sessions, so it's not quite in the clear quite yet. There's Noah Clifton, the outside pole sitter for tomorrow's event. Haven't even seen John Andrews yet, or pole sitter. I'm gonna try to locate him here. There he is, alongside the 12 of Bruno De Barros. John Andrews, 16th fastest right now after grabbing the fastest time in the Fast 9 shootout on Wednesday. He is definitely going to be a force to reckon with. He got the win at Lime Rock, and he also got a win in the Rockstar Pro Series. He already has 2 wins on the year on Napa Fans, so he's looking for number 3 in the Indy 250.
Yeah, the Indy 250 will be one of the biggest races here for these Indy cars, and probably the biggest win of any driver's career to win this historic race.
Definitely, and of course Luke Rainey asked him, this definitely was the biggest win of his career. Not only did he win the race, he won the Haas IndyCar Series Championship as well. That's why he drives number 1. But he's not the only guy who has tasted that victory. Christian Master, Aaron Walpole also in this race, and they're both looking to get another Indy 250 win under their belts, so it's going to be fun to see how the champions, the past champions, are going to do tomorrow, alongside, like, with the veterans here. You got Davey Johnson, Nathan Stapleton, and Nicholas Amedeo all here. They're all highly experienced veterans, and they actually have all more experience than Luke Rainey. So, do you think we're going to see a veteran like Samedeo or Stapleton get the win tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll be experienced, but also you would get some young guys with good win.
Oh, somebody blowing up right there. That's Joey Hightower with a major issue, and that is not what you want heading in to the big race tomorrow. He's 32nd fastest right now. Not at all what he wants, but what can you do sometimes? How about this big pack right here? Yeah, still got Ryan Butcher and Aaron Walpole with Justin Zeidel, our fastest driver. They're closing in on Elijah Gordon right here. Elijah Gordon, I believe, got 1 point yesterday for the qualifying, even though it doesn't matter. He's an Indy 250 only driver. But he just missed out on the Fast 9 shootout as Julius Anderson came in and took the top spot away. So he's starting 10th tomorrow. And currently in this practice session, I don't think he's had any drafting help. He's 22nd fastest right now, so not too bad. But Elijah Gordon, he's been in this race before. He knows how to race it. Of course, he doesn't know how to get it done quite yet, but we might be seeing possibly Elijah Gordon get the win tomorrow. Or maybe, you gotta really think, Aaron Walpole is an experienced guy as well. He's always been one of the strong guys here. And we got 3 wide. That's not going to work. In the wall. Ryan Butcher in the 16. Hard into the outside wall. His time will stand as he was 2nd fastest. Hopefully nobody's going to run into him, and it looks like they will avoid him. But that's a prime example. When they go 3 wide here at Indianapolis, it's like Daytona and Talladega when they go 4 wide at those places. They usually don't figure it out, and right there we saw it not work out for Ryan Butcher. But still, he was the 2nd fastest guy here today. On a pretty successful day either way. There's number 17 of Cody Sill coming down the pit lane. Jordan Lopez coming down. So Justin Zeidel, the fastest guy so far in Carb Day, with Ryan Butcher, Marcus Sachi, Davey Johnson, Luke Rainey, Igor Barreto. That is Christian Master in the 7th position. A great run for him. 63 of Aiden Shepard, Isaac Nichols, and Jordan Lopez, the top 10 here in the final practice for the Indianapolis 250.
We got 3 minutes left to go in this practice. You will get to see more. The drivers need to go faster to win this practice. It looks like the 28 car will be the fastest here in this practice. And we got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Of course, there will be some added time after the time is done on your screen, so I think we're going to have about maybe a minute and a half extra time after the clock is done. So still little ways to go for these guys, but it does appear that Justin Zeidel is going to leave the final practice with the fastest time, so that's definitely a great sign for him. Zeidel will be starting 8th tomorrow, so he's going to be starting inside the top 10 for the big event. Great place to start, and we're going to have to see what he can do. Max Anderson, he's one of those guys starting up front. He's 4th. Going to be starting 4th, I should say. Right now, 19th. Noah Clifton, the outside pole sitter's 15th right now. Colton Yo, starting 3rd tomorrow, is 28th. And we got Nicholas Samedeo, who is falling outside the top 10 in 11th right now. Julius Anderson is next in line. He'll be starting 6th. He's 21st. George Harvick in the 83 is 14th. He's starting 7th. Of course, Justin Zeidel is the fastest, and you saw Joey Hightower blow up there. He's currently the slowest guy in the field. He'll be starting 9th tomorrow. So Justin Zeidel is the only guy who made the Fast 9 shootout yesterday and is in the top 10. So that is saying a lot out of Justin Zeidel and how fast his car truly is. He was able to make the Fast 9 shootout yesterday, and he was able to put his number 28 DHL Honda to the top of the board here in final practice. So Zeidel looking pretty strong going in. And just as I say that, Nicholas Samedeo goes right back up top. He was also in the Fast 9 shootout. Samedeo is one of those dark horses, I think. Really haven't talked about him too much throughout the whole season in the Haas IndyCar Series yet, but he's a guy to watch out for. We're really not focusing on him that much when we probably should, but he's a Daytona 500 champion. If he were to get this win, he'd become the first ever driver to win the Daytona 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and the Indianapolis 250. Nobody's ever done that before. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Nicholas Samadeo is the only driver in this race who can do that tomorrow. Jesse Turner is not in the event. Cody Hagan hasn't been racing for a long time. Same with Gabriel Wanderlei. Same with Josh Marzak. But Garlington and Fitzwater, they're both absent from this race. Of course, Garlington, a past champion in this series. Fitzwater, of course, you know how good he is. But neither of those guys are in this thing. So Samadeo has a really big opportunity tomorrow. Especially considering he's starting in the 5th position, he could pull off a rather impressive feat. Of course, he's also one of the drivers doing the double tomorrow as well. He's going to be in the Coke 600 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series 2. He, along with quite a few other guys. Luke Rainey's going to be a driver doing the double. And Stapleton as well in number 50. Roger Ray in the 8th. Our points leader here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Ace Garcia, number 27 there. Aaron Walpole and Elijah Gordon doing the double. And quite a few guys doing the double. Cody Sill is doing the double. Isaac Nichols is doing the double. Christian Masters not in the Chick-fil-A Cup. He's in the Turkey Hill Series. Trying to find the other guys doing the double here. Aren't too many of them. None of those guys are in. Neither is he. Yeah, you know, that might actually be the only drivers doing the double tomorrow. So only a few of them. We'll list those things out for you guys. But either way, Justin Zaidel, fastest guy in practice. In the final practice for the Indianapolis 250. That is a strong car right there. But Nicholas Samadeo as well. Another guy you got to watch out for. Both Zaidel and Samadeo made the Fast 9 shootout on Wednesday. They're going to be starting up front in tomorrow's race. And they were able to get a good draft in this one. And be one of only 7 drivers in this session to go under 41 seconds. So definitely watch out for Justin Zaidel, Nicholas Samadeo. Of course, tomorrow's race is going to be a big one. 100 laps here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Who do you think is going to get the win tomorrow? I mean, Marty Johnson seems to be struggling there. He's starting 32nd, was 33rd fastest. Do you think Zaidel or Samadeo are going to be two of the stronger guys, or do you think maybe Davey Johnson will find a way up to the front for tomorrow's race?
Davey Johnson will find his way to the top of the leaderboard. Oh, his car wasn't that fast here practice, but you know him, he'll be near the front or at the front in tomorrow's race.
Yeah, he definitely will. I do believe it. I think a lot of these guys are going to be up front tomorrow. 100 laps. There's an opportunity for every driver to lead a lap tomorrow, and let's have to see how it all goes down. Of course, we've been focusing on Davey Johnson a lot this week. I think we're putting a lot of pressure on him, and I don't know. Davey Johnson just might not do it, but I think the guys to watch out for tomorrow are Justin Zaidel, Nicholas Samadeo, and Davey Johnson. You might also want to watch out for Noah Clifton because he found his way up to 5th there near the end, and I didn't even notice it. He's starting on the outside poles in Indy 250 only driver, and of course you cannot count out Luke Rainey and Aaron Walpole and Christian Master past Indy 250 champions. I think those group of 7 guys, you might have the winner of one of those 7 guys right there. But hey, who knows? This race is always crazy every single year. And it could be anybody in victory lane for the Indianapolis 250. That's tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Napa Fam. Justin Zaidel, the fastest guy in final practice. And not too long from now, it's going to be the Freedom 50, the big event for the CSX Indy Light Series. So thank you guys very much for watching. And like I said, tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, it's the Indianapolis 250, the greatest race of them all here in the NRLOA. And I'm looking forward to doing it very much so. Thank you guys very much for watching. On behalf of Nathan Orman, congratulations to Justin Zaidel for being the fastest on Carb Day. And in less than an hour, it's the Freedom 50 in the CSX Indy Light Series. I will see you guys later.